Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Midnight Sages. Today we got a special episode, a couple of special guests. My name is Rufino. I'm here with Ruben,
Hey, what's going on?
Wade,
What's up, guys?
and of course, Nick.
How's it going, guys? It's Nick.
And today we have three special guests. One of them is my wife, Sara.
Hi.
And then we got Kayla
Hello.
and her boo,
What's up?
Kenny. So we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about relationships and kind of specifically maybe, because I know you three are single, right? Or everybody's still single?
Single.
On that side?
Single.
So we've had a lot of those kind of conversations where it's been like online dating or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I'm the married one, so I always feel like the odd one out a little bit. Like I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I have no idea how to date, but my wife. So it's going to be a kind of a married couple's perspective, and we're going to talk a little bit about love languages, because I'm kind of, dumb when it comes to that kind of stuff. And I know you girls are probably more, versed in it. So you're going to kind of explain a couple of those things.
Do you guys know what the love languages are? Sorry about that. Anybody know what the love languages are?
Acts of service, physical touch, words of affirmation,
Gifts.
gifts.
Of course, Nichols is all,
What was the
bam,
last one?
there's one you're missing.
I don't remember what the last one is.
Quality time.
Oh, look at you.
I did some research on this.
I think that might be his.
Yeah. So, and it's funny about, married couples or whatever, because it's the interesting story how you two got together was at our wedding.
Yep.
He comes up and he's like, hey, do you care if I bring a date? I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then,
Imagine if you'd have told me no.
I know.
like, no, don't.
It would have been at a Pizza Hut.
Yeah. No.
Yep.
Oh, really? That was the backup plan?
Yep.
Not the wedding? Okay. Well, you made a good choice. Yeah, but he brought Kayla over and I'm like, oh, I know who that is. Or I think you told me who it was.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, no, that's cool. Like, yeah, I know her a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I think I had just started there in like a year,
When did you start?
2013. March of 13.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was like I had been there just a little over a year or something, working on the second one. I can't remember what it was.
And see, I couldn't even put two and two together that you guys even worked together at that time. I didn't even
You
know.
said you worked for Bop. But yeah, so I mean, you guys have a history based off of, it was kind of cool that our marriage ended, kind of like began your marriage,
Yeah, for
so
sure.
to speak. You
For sure.
guys took that, but
Yeah, it was super fun.
someone didn't put it on fire.
How did you guys meet though? Like to get that far too?
I'll let
Yeah,
you. I'll let you
to-
tell the beginning of that. How did it happen?
Facebook?
Marketplace?
Yeah.
It was before the marketplace existed.
So we'll have to backtrack. So I got out of a relationship and I had a Facebook message.
Well, hold up. Okay, so I saw him and my friends you may know. This was in April. And I wrote him about diet advice.
Yeah, she did.
But he was just really hot. So
I did
we were
air
both in the
quotes.
gym. Yeah, air quotes, because I just thought
She
he
was
hot.
being facetious.
Wait, so was it diet advice or?
I did ask
That's
him.
what she asked.
She
yeah.
saw how
But,
much.
but what was your
Never mind, no.
intentions?
Well-
of, like, was it like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what's going on, but I'm
Well,
gonna
we were
do it
both
diet.
in the fitness scene. I was doing CrossFit. He was obviously bodybuilding because that was his profile picture. He was
I think I
hot.
actually remember what profile picture it was.
I have no idea.
It was of all of you guys
Yeah.
in Chacones.
Chacones, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, but then I could see the other pictures too. Anyways, yeah, he was hot, but that was I figured that's something we could talk about.
Yeah, and
I was new on the nutrition, so it was partly like true. Like I really needed nutrition advice
yeah,
because I was
and-
all about the gym, but not the nutrition.
And when she wrote me, it was I just got out of a relationship, so it was 100% just about diet, nutrition, and there was no flirting back and forth. She was understanding. It seemed like that's what her real intention was.
But it didn't. We didn't even talk about that. Like nothing was said about relationships or you being.
Yeah,
It was literally.
100% nutrition.
Yeah,
and,
it was. It was
and
quick.
then I got back into a relationship with the ex, so me and her lost contact.
Well, it was
during
like that one
time.
conversation that we didn't talk.
Yeah, we didn't talk again
at all.
But
we were friends on Facebook, but
and that alone caused a lot of problems. Too.
Was that before the wedding?
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
What,
so that was
what
in
caused a lot
April.
of problems?
Oh.
That's like a
me
muffle.
me being friends with her, and during that time she had posted a fitness thing and I had liked it, but when I got back into that relationship, it caused a lot of problems because the person that I was in a relationship with saw that, and it caused.
She probably was a stalker and saw you had a new friend,
I don't know.
or was it, or was it just
Yeah,
specifically?
gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha.
so
Okay.
yeah, so that caused a couple fights.
I thought
in
you
that
said
relationship,
you liked your ex-girlfriend's post and she
No.
got mad or something,
Oh,
but it was
no,
your current
no.
girlfriend. I'm like,
No, that's not.
Yeah, no,
good.
it was like
after.
it was literally like a 5-minute conversation. We didn't talk at all.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to get back to the minute little details here. We're going off track. Okay, so why did she get mad at her when you guys were just talking?
Okay, so I had heard about Kayla, her and her past relationship. It was a bunch of lies people were trying to fill. I feel like it was jealousy towards Kayla, a little bit from the ex, just because of how good Kayla was doing. And when me and the ex split, we parted ways. Me having that small conversation with Kayla and liking her post caused an issue because she had already told me about Kayla.
And I went to high school with her. We graduated together, so she knew who I was. We were friends on Facebook, but I never like put two and two together. I didn't know they were together. I really didn't until I became friends with him, and then I started noticing like she was tagging him in a lot of things, and I was like, oh, they're together. And like nothing ever, like we didn't talk for months and months and months. And then one time I was actually just finished a CrossFit workout. I was dying on the floor, and I got a text from him that said, hey, me and up, here's my number.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to say. I knew. Who you were
I wasn't
talking
sure
about.
which one
Oh,
we were
I'm
talking
sorry.
about.
I knew.
I was
We'll
hoping
edit.
she would.
Yeah,
name drop,
me and
but-
Yeah,
Beep.
Yeah.
I was hoping she.
But thank
would
you for
name drop,
clarifying.
but,
I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine. I was hoping
I didn't mean
you
to.
would name drop, but-
Anyways, and I leaned to my friend and I said, this is a booty call. Straight up, I thought it was.
Him to you was a booty call.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, I was out of the dating scene for I don't know how many years, and I was in my young 20s. So I just wrote her saying, "Hey, me and so split up. Here's my phone number. If you want to text me or whatever."
Okay, question though, but why would you, if you guys were just talking, just like, oh, I'm on all
Look at me,
nutrition
just a
and
kid in a
stuff?
fucking candy store right now.
No.
Well-
So it's like, why would she be the one to text and be
So
like,
it's interesting because at the end, I got into even more of the bodybuilding scene, and I've never talked to or been affiliated with anybody that was deep into the fitness scene. So the whole time we were still friends on Facebook, and she was posting fitness related stuff. Like every day she posted her CrossFit or her Olympic lifting totals, and I thought it was interesting. So
on your side, you were interested.
yeah,
Okay,
so,
that makes sense. Why you would reach out.
It was something different for me because, and it wasn't even going to be something like, like flirtatious. It was like, hey, this is my number. Let's talk because what you're doing is cool. I'm doing kind of the same thing in a different realm of it. Let's link up and talk. Let's have
But
a
it was a
conversation.
joke for me to tell my friend that because it was just really random. Like, hey, me and this girl just broke up. Here's my number.
Well, I guess him saying that lets you know that he could talk more and
Yeah,
interact
yeah.
with you more than.
Well, yeah, because we weren't trying to be shady
Right,
about anything
right,
or
right, of
go
course.
behind people's back. That wasn't.
Things changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't the vibe. We weren't. That wasn't our start.
Okay, so and then I guess shortly after that, that's when you probably asked her to go to the wedding. Is that how?
How long ago? How long after that? Because we
September.
So
Because that was your guys'
We-
first date, I guess.
So August
Yeah.
27th was the first time he wrote me, and I don't. Which,
And
September 14th.
yeah.
was the wedding.
So it was not even a month.
Oh.
So we talked, and we saw each other before that because
Yeah, she
he
came
and,
to my work and stuff, and my birthday was the 1st, September 1st, and she came out to the bar.
yeah,
for
he
that.
invited me out to the bar
We didn't.
that
We
night.
weren't like with each other at the bar. Like she was at her table with her friends, and I was at the table with my friends. So we were just across the bar because we weren't serious. Like we
Right.
weren't even talking like that. So it was just.
Yeah, we were just buying shots for each other across the bar.
Yeah, it was
all night.
It was one of those nights.
But there is kind of like a serendipitous story, kind of, that we both remember. We were at the bar. This was before I even wrote him, and I didn't know who he was. But I remember dancing at the bar, and we like totally made eye contact, and he
Yeah.
was super hot. And I remember asking my sister-in-law about this guy in the corner. She's like, "Oh, he's upset because he had just broke up with the same girl."
And this is a whole different instance from anything we talked about. This was way before that.
So I asked my sister-in-law, like, "Who's that guy?" And she's like, "Yeah, he just broke up with his girlfriend. He's not interested." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, but he's really hot." And then when we got together, we had actually talked about that. I was like, I remember actually like making eye contact with you when I was dancing at the bar, and he goes, I remember that too. And so that was kind of cool.
That's cute
too. Yeah,
that's super cute.
yeah. But
Ooh, I like that.
that's how we met.
Yeah, that's how that all started. The rest was history.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, Martin, I want to know how you and Sarah. Tell us a story. Either Sarah tell us or Martin tell us.
You got to
Let's-
bring up. You
let's
got to
hear
bring up the
Sarah's
house.
Let's hear Sarah.
Well,
No.
I mean,
He can tell the story.
well, she's
Because I like your part of the story that includes
No,
Kenny.
you know what? I think I've heard Martin's side. It'd be interesting.
Do we
hear
need to
your
find
side.
out how Kenny and
Yeah,
Martin?
yeah, Martin.
why are you guys calling me by my last name though? That's weird.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
That's my fault.
So it's gonna confuse people. I
So
guess.
it's a work.
I know.
habit, you know.
Jeez.
Feds.
Yeah.
So
Call me Lord Vader.
wait, is it
Just
Fino
like
or
everybody-
Rufino?
Whatever. Those are
Okay,
both my names.
so don't we need to talk about
Jimmy's
how you
brother.
and Kenneth know each other first?
Oh, we did it for a little while.
That's actually an interesting story
Before-
because you just
'cause-
came home and I was there.
No. I knew you because you two were hanging out, or you guys were all in the same group of friends with Nubs and
Yeah.
everybody, and Mikey, my
Mikey.
brother, Mark, all of us lived in this. I had just broken up with Bridget, and I don't
No
care, I'll say
names.
the
Name drop.
It's mine. It's fine. I don't care. I have no care. But I had just broken up with her, and we were together for 3.5 years. And I'm like, shit, I need a place to live.
Yep.
And so Mark, my brother, Mikey, we found this like, I think it used to be like a trailer that got converted into a house.
It was
like,
beautiful.
It's magical. Scorpion Haven. But we had all moved in, and then there was one extra room, and I don't even know if it was a room.
It was, and it was a closet.
Yo, we straight Harry Pottered the fuck out of this guy because he was. I think he like lived in Phoenix or something. Was trying to come
moved
back,
back,
and he
yeah.
needed a place. And like he's like, hey, you know Kenny? And I'm like, yeah, I remember him. I remember it like one time or something. And he's like, well, he needs a place to stay. It's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
you can show him the room. I mean,
Yeah.
just don't.
It was a closet, guy.
There was like a couch smaller than that.
That's
was-
all that could fit in there.
That's the only thing
was
that could fit.
That
in
was
it.
my bed.
And I think the whatever he put his TV on was probably like this close to like where my knee is.
Yeah.
It was tiny. I mean, I don't even know what the hell that was before. It might have been a closet.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, man, yeah, I'll take it. You know, all right, cool. So then we started always hanging out together at the house parties and just, you know what I mean? And then the gym thing
Yeah, the
started.
gym.
So we were like literally going to the gym 6 days a week, going
Yep.
right after work or whatever. And then I was really good friends with her brother since high school. And I've known her, and I didn't think of her in that way. So it was always kind of like I don't want to say. It was a familiarity that was like, hey, that's Scott's sister. Like, if the boys were coming over, don't mess with her, kind of thing. Like in my head, it was just like, hey,
She
don't
was
get
out of
hurt.
reach.
Don't get hurt. You know what I mean? It was. There was one night where I don't know if I want to put it all out there, but there was one night where I had said something to you. You know, there's alcohol or whatever like that, and I was just like, hey, like you're better than that or whatever like that. Don't be this way. And I remember doing something else and like, hey, Sarah left. She was upset. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't mean for that to happen.
Sarah, what is your take on that?
What's your version?
What's your version?
Well, that's not even. I mean, I guess the night, whatever. So anyway,
No. I'm not saying
you're
that's
talking
not,
about a different instance, but
I'm
it was
talking
like
about how it kind of changed, I guess, from that point. And then one of our friends had a crush on her, and it became a joke that I was messing with him
Oh, I
through
remember
her
that.
Valentine's Day.
yeah.
And I was like, hey, you're gonna be his Valentine. And she's like, no, stop. And then we'd always hang out, and it was like, she's like, I don't want to hurt his feelings, and will you sit by me or something like that? Like, hey, and I'm like, I'm messing with him, you know what I mean? I'm throwing it out there, just messing with them, not thinking anything was gonna happen. And then we just kept like talking more and whatever.
Well, I think that night we were like sitting together, and I was like, "No, sit by me," because we were gonna watch a movie, and I didn't want this other guy to sit by me. So he comes and sits down, but after a while, I feel like you like grabbed my hand, and we were like holding hands.
No, so backstory on that though was
Dude,
because
I like this.
she
I
was
like-
texting
see,
me.
We get a different story, Martin.
She was texting me, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna marry her?" And I was like, "No, it's not like that at all," and because I didn't think it was. And then we just kept texting, but it wasn't flirtatious. It was just good conversation.
Okay, there's two things I want to go back to, but I'll let you rattle on for a little bit. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying. And then me turning into like a joke, turning into, hey, this has gone too far. Will you please sit by me so that things don't get awkward? Turned into feelings, I guess.
Just right then and there when you put your arm on her leg?
Or something.
Or do you not remember that?
Okay, but then
No,
the
I remember
other half of this, whatever, was that?
I don't remember.
No, because so his friend had a crush on me. My friend had a crush on him. So then that started a whole other clustered truck.
Yeah.
And it was a thing where she had a crush on him, and so
Who wouldn't?
whatever. And so
I used to be better looking.
well, that's when you were working
Slay.
out and stuff.
Yeah.
No, and then he got me, and then we just ate all the time.
That was 50 pounds ago in 20 years.
No, and 3 kids.
You're still good looking.
I didn't
Martin.
have any
You're
kids.
still good looking.
You're hot, Ben.
Thank you.
Anyway. So, shut up, Kenny.
No, let's keep going. It's good.
Anyway, so my friend had a crush on him, and we were all trying to like talk to her because I think we had like tried to talk to him about her, and he was like, "No, I'm not interested." So then she's like, "Oh, I know he has a crush on you," and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
I don't think I did at that point. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
no, but that was like when we were
How do you
just
not
like
have a crush on
Just
Sarah?
I know.
talking.
like we were just talking or whatever, and she's like, "No, I see it, whatever," and
Well, I mean, because like I said, there was a familiarity there. Like it was, Scott's sister, and so she was always pretty. I'm not gonna say that, but I'm like,
what? I was probably 13, 14 when we like met.
I think I had some other stuff going on with other stuff by people and stuff, and so it was kind of, I didn't know what was gonna happen. And
Wait, how old was Martin?
I was 20. I was 23 or 24.
When she was 13?
What the fuck? No. She was 20.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was
I
24.
said when we first met because he's been
okay.
friends with my brother.
I've been friends with her. Yeah,
That
so
makes
I was a
sense. I'm
junior, so I was 17. Yeah, no, nothing of the sorts back then. But
No, and
yeah, so I think there was other situations with other women, and I think I was busy up here trying to like do other stuff, and
Deal
so
with
that
all his
wasn't
women?
a thing. No, it wasn't even like that. Like I'd gone on a couple dates with a girl from high school that I've always had a thing for, and then it was like Bridget's ex best friend. That was kind of funny, whatever. And I felt kind of weird about that. And then there's other things going on. So I was kind of all over the place here, and I never really thought that was going to be a thing. You know what I mean? And then he made the joke, and it didn't put it in my head, but it kind of did. You kind of sabotaged me for the rest of my life, all my future.
Well, even after that, you forgot the little part where we had to have a whole house meeting after you two started.
what?
What?
Was that
remember?
after that
Oh,
night?
this is good.
It wasn't after that night. It was.
Oh, you're talking about the little
Yep, we had a
the
whole
blow
house
up,
meeting.
the blow
Yeah,
up.
the blow up
Yep,
night.
where
I smashed my dress.
We all had to have a house meeting over that.
Yeah, it was. There was a little drama. I remember I got mad, and because obviously our buddy, he was upset at me, and I'm like, dude, it was never gonna happen. And then he blew up. Then I blew up. I smashed my dresser.
Yep, it was bad.
And he went on his way back to his thing. And then the next day or whatever it was,
Yeah, you guys were fine.
It was
after that.
fine. Yeah, I was like, you know what?
Wait. What buddy? Her brother or another
No.
buddy that liked her?
No, the one that had a crush on me.
Oh, you dirtbag.
Yeah. See,
You know not to go after someone else's claim.
I had joked
Even
around about
if he
setting
was your
it up.
friend.
Yeah, I
Loyalty.
joked about setting it up, but it didn't. It was never meant to be. It was never going to be. So my children, long story short, my children are your fault. That's what it comes down to for putting that in my head.
Damn.
They're cute.
They're cute.
They're okay. They're okay. They're top 5. Somewhere around there.
All right. Well, now that you guys are married, what is your guys's? I guess we'll say, how this is when the love languages come into play.
Yeah.
But first, I want to talk about what is the most annoyingest thing that your significant.
Hey, don't cost shit here, man.
I know this is not about that.
No, I'm just curious.
Don't add
I'm
another
just-
single
no,
person.
No, I'm just curious because we're gonna talk about love languages, and that's gonna be all.
He's that
foofy and-
toxic.
Yeah.
He likes
He's I'm
toxicity.
kinda toxic.
He's
I like
he's that dude, that meme with the guy by the tree licking his lips doing this.
Hey, is he Dr. Phil or Jerry Springer?
Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry.
You're Waldo.
Okay,
No,
he
no,
gets
no,
to
no.
go
Because
first. Though.
okay. Here's the thing. Because
Start
I know.
with them.
Okay, I know because my biggest pet peeve is when I come home, I just want to relax, or even my weekends, I want to come home, relax. But then there's this honey fucking do list, and you're just like, son of a bitch. Like, do I ever fucking get a break?
No,
Honey-do list.
absolutely not.
See, that's bullshit. And that's all right. Go ahead, guys. I'll let you guys take this.
Go for it, Kenny.
Go ahead, babe.
Well, I always have a honey-do list. My wife's got, especially since we bought our new home. Every day it's something new. She wants
Can you
done.
please explain what my honeydews are?
Well, for
just
instance, when
says
you bought the
me.
rugs, when you bought the pictures,
I'm sorry. What do you have to do with the rugs?
I have to lift stuff.
He had to lift the bed while I spread it out.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
It's honestly, it's not a bad thing. The honeydew list doesn't bother me. I don't mind the honeydew list. What bothers me is when I come
You're
home.
timed.
When I come home and immediately she'll look at me, what's wrong? And then I'll be like, nothing, babe, I'm fine, whatever. 20 minutes goes by, what's wrong?
Is she right?
No, she's never right.
He just wants time
You
for
just-
himself. He
you
just
just-
wants to
yeah.
decompress.
I just hate when he doesn't talk to me.
But he just probably just wants
But
to
they're the
chill in
co-
his home in his own little area.
Here's the thing:
and
we'll have
just be left
a
alone.
quick conversation about our days or whatever, and then she'll get TikTok, start scrolling, and then I'll be on my phone looking at my honeydew list, how I'm gonna do it, what I'm
On
gonna
your
do.
TikToks, your reels.
My reels. Anyway, so I'll roll over for a second, as if we're laying in bed or on the couch or whatever the case may be. I'll just like stop for a second, and she'll be like,
Let out a big sigh.
because I have to start the honeydew list, but but no, it's always what's wrong, which I understand. But nothing's changed in that 20 minutes from nothing's wrong, babe, to 20 minutes later. I haven't moved. And,
That's like reality kicks in. You got to start doing your thing. Yeah.
yeah, well, we only get 2 hours a night together, if
not a
that.
lot. We don't
Because
have that
I usually leave the house at 3:45 a.m. I get home around 6, and then we're asleep by 8. So if I hear what's wrong 4 times in that 2 hours, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna go to sleep because something might be wrong.
You're stupid.
Anyway, so what's mine that you?
You won't stop touching me.
Oh,
Oh, how terrible.
Wait. So yours is probably going to be the touch.
No,
Oh yeah, most men are
No,
physical.
No,
she
no,
don't
no.
want the chat.
Let me clarify.
Well, not that. Okay, go ahead.
I
Let me
tickle
clarify.
her is what she's talking about.
Yeah,
Oh.
I actually,
that's
my love language I have is physical touch and words of affirmation. But he will not. He wants to tickle me, but he it doesn't hurt, but it hurts. It's not a tickle. It's like a painful tickle, and I hate it so much. And he will not stop. That is annoying to me.
Again, we only get 2 hours a night, so I gotta fit it in.
Picks on me. That's really my thing. Like I mean, he's a good man.
I think that's him showing you his love. You know what I
I
mean?
get it. It's like
Yeah.
a flirtatious thing, but it freaking annoys the shit out of me. Am I allowed to say shit?
Yeah. You
I
can
know.
say whatever you want.
Yeah, just don't incriminate yourself.
Yeah. What's wrong? Are you okay?
I know that. No, he made me laugh with that joke. I was taking a sip of my drink, and he's all, "How old is Martin?" And it made me like it went through my nose, and I'm still trying to recover.
So sorry.
Well, look, because like she's like, I was 13. I'm all,
Weird.
I was like, Martin.
I still would have been underage, so it's fine.
You guys are up.
You get to go first.
Nope. You go first. Go ahead.
Left
Air it
to
out.
right.
Tell
Left
everybody
to
what
right,
a
Sarah.
piece I am. Go ahead.
It's your turn, girl.
And our topic is just like
No, like what's
Annoying?
something that I do that like irks you?
wow.
Go ahead. No, it's fine. I
Well,
won't take it personally.
I'm trying to narrow it
For a
down
little
here.
bit.
Wow.
Oh, stop.
What?
No, it's not a long
Put
list.
your-
I'm just like, I don't have anything ish small. Like, or whatever. Okay, so he likes to game. If anybody,
Yeah.
like, knows him, he likes to game. And we're both on day shift right now. So I get off a little bit before he does. And then his brother and friends are on. So he'll, like, come and say hi. And then he goes to his game.
I've stopped this since.
That is annoying.
But it's started back up recently.
What?
What did you do? What did you do?
No, I played my game for like 3 consecutive days, so it started back up,
Yeah.
and I hadn't touched it like mostly, hardly at all, and for a little while.
Okay, would it be kind of like to set parameters, like for him to be on it for like an hour or something? Could there
No,
be
it's not even that.
Could there be some compromise?
Because
or-
I'm
because I'm telling you, for you ladies, I don't know how it is. There's not a lady here advocating for you guys, but for a guy, they want to just decompress,
Yep.
and they want to just be in their own little world for like at least an hour, 2 hours,
But it's not even.
long
But see, we had
time.
this conversation, and it wasn't
maybe
like
an hour. I'll
She
give
was
it.
like, "Oh, like you don't even like me," and I'm like, "That's not true." What? Like it never crossed my brain. I was like, "This is just something that I've done for so long." Like I just go and I do that because I have to time management. I am a full-time father, a full-time husband, and have a full-time job.
Yep.
And I have to kind of like push my schedule along when everybody else is doing it.
It's a hard
I'm not
balance,
gonna go play
for
by
sure.
myself.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna time management, I'm gonna do it while I'm playing or spending quality time with at least somebody.
Okay, and now on the girls' point, I'm gonna advocate for them too. They got shit that needs to be done. We got cooking, cleaning. We got to take care of who's gonna watch the kids when I'm doing cooking and cleaning and blah 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 blah. You know,
I
It's
have
not like- I
like
don't
something
even
for
think it's
devil's
like that.
advocate though. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Go for it.
this is my second marriage. My first marriage, all my ex did was play video games, like morning, sundown, video games.
That's nothing.
There's a difference. He will play with his brother for like an hour or two.
Not even
It doesn't
like 30
even,
minutes.
It doesn't
we'll
even
play.
bother me, like not one bit. So I think it's just all about balance with the video games.
that's
if
what I try
like,
to
your
do.
thing.
And by the way, how I like to do that is because I get home from work and I won't do it usually. If she's at the gym, because we both go to the gym, but I go at a different time than she does. So I'll do that usually while she's at the gym. That way, when she comes home, the dishes are already done, everything's done. So
Yeah.
when she comes home,
That's
when
the kicker.
Because again,
Is
we
the
don't
dishes.
get a whole lot of time together. So I'll do it
That
when
I
she's
don't
not
do?
home.
No, I didn't say you
Oh.
didn't do them.
Oh, I was like,
He
I-
just said they're done.
We lived in a while in the trailer with no dishwasher, and so dishes in the dishwasher are easy cake.
That was the thing with us guys.
What's that?
Oh, so these are nobody's dishes, huh?
Yeah, that was.
And when we all lived together, these are nobody ate out of these dishes, huh? Okay. And then I remember Kitty's like, I'm gonna do this one more time, one last time, and someone's getting punched or something. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I used to do them a lot.
So he's good like that.
Anyway, you're up, babe.
So we had that conversation. We had a big conversation about that. But I would say the thing that you do that just like irks me is like you don't close things. I have to walk behind cabinets, your dresser, underwear drawer, everything. I just have to close things behind you, and I'm like, is it a religious thing?
This came up at the last party we were at, actually.
Yeah, it
About
did.
me?
It did.
Yeah.
And
You talked
closing
about it.
shit.
The same thing. So
Okay.
I went to your kitchen and opened all the cabinets to see if it would
Yeah,
bother
you
him,
remember?
and it did.
Yes. Oh my
It
gosh.
still does.
So the other day yesterday he talked about the drawers, and I think I don't. In the morning, I get up before he does. I think I open the drawer, get stuff out, and I don't close it because I don't want to make noise. Any more noise. We have him and a toddler in bed. We don't want to make.
It opens the same sound as when it closes.
I know, but it's
They're the
not.
soft
It's
close.
excessive. Yes, they really are. But anyway, I think that's my logic behind it. Whatever, I'll try and
No.
close shit.
I think it's just once you grab your undies from the drawer, you turn. Your brain doesn't say that the job is done. That's what the problem. Like, but it's like cabinet doors too, and I'm like, these.
We're
Like,
raising blood pressure.
it actually makes our kitchen look like shit when there's one cabinet hanging open all by itself, and I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't understand it. But it's a minor thing. We're working on it. We got a mediator coming to the house. Just kidding. No, I mean that's pretty much it though. She's great across the board. Whoa, what was that?
Yeah, that was you.
that was me.
Oh, that was you? Yeah, sorry. She does everything without reciprocating or like wanting things done in return or whatever. And so that's why I think that I think the love language that you are definitely like words of affirmation, right? Is that a thing?
Hold on, we're gonna get into that later, but we're talking.
we are?
We're talking about the
Little
He's still
toxic
stirring
stuff.
the pot over here.
Yeah,
What
I'm,
else you
I'm
got?
still stirring the pot.
What
what's
else?
your game
Well,
plan, man?
He's trying to make other people single.
No, because you gotta do your
Mr.
you gotta do
Divorce.
your cons, and then we're gonna do your pros. We're gonna end off on good notes.
Oh, so I accidentally started.
Okay,
pros,
yeah.
then. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so now with the love languages, someone want to name them off? You were doing good at it,
Yeah.
Kayla. What is the first
different
one?
ones?
Yeah.
Words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, gifts, acts of service.
Acts of service. Okay, so out of those 5, we'll start with you guys. Which one would say what would be your love language?
I know what yours is.
See, I have no idea what yours is.
His is acts of service.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for sure. He always because I mean, what I understand the love languages to be is you usually show love in the same way you want to receive it. Mm-hmm. And so he definitely will do things for me often. Like he does the dishes, he will clean up or make sure. He asks me every day if he gets off early, like, what can I do for you while you work out, so that when you come home it's already done. Like, he's very much an acts of service guy. And if I do things for him, which, like I said, that's not my love language. So if I go, if I pick something up for him at the store that he just mentioned he needed, he's always thanks for getting me that. Like, that made me feel really good. So I've always assumed his love language is acts of service because that's how he shows me love, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just said you don't like to be touched, so.
No, I like to be touched in different ways, sir.
Nichols. Is that accurate though? Would you say that that's what you like to receive as the acts of service?
Yeah,
Sounds like gifts
definitely.
to me.
More than the touch or the words of affirmation?
Yeah, because I don't need any type of reassurance or any type of anything she says to me like that. I don't need that. I also don't need gifts, but when she does.
But I do.
Yeah, she does. But whenever she does something, for the other day, just the lunch incident we had, where I forgot my lunch for once, which is crazy for me because I'm always about my food. But the whole rhabdo thing messed me up. Anyway, I forgot my lunch one day. It was time to eat, and I shot her a message saying, "Hey, I forgot my lunch." And then she was in town at that time. Was like, "Hey, do you mind stopping and bringing me something?" And that
I offered first.
that's what I mean. But it's still it made my whole day because it made me. And I don't like to ask for anything ever, and so that was kind of a big thing for me. It's like 3 days after that. Even it's funny because she did that one little thing for me, bought me a burrito, and then I ate that burrito. I went back for 4 days straight and got it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And I didn't even get the right thing he wanted, I guess.
But still, it was nice. So
That's cool.
So it would be acts of service, you would say?
that's for
It's
me.
definitely not gifts because
Okay.
he feels uncomfortable when he receives gifts, for sure.
that makes
And he
sense.
doesn't buy me gifts a lot either.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
That's not a hit. That's just not a thing.
Right.
No judgment.
So what would be yours?
Mine is definitely physical touch and not acts of service, words of affirmation.
Oh, okay.
Like when he tells me sweet things, or if he just if I was just doing something, he came and hugged me, that would mean that would make my whole day. Just randomly, or holding his hand or something like that. That touching him, that is my love language for sure.
Same. Touching him.
Sex.
Just him. Yeah. Hugs.
My love language. I'm not getting into details, but that.
Oh, no.
that's-
I think I'm probably the same thing. That's what she told me. I think one time that
That you're a touch?
a touch person.
Yeah.
To me, that's the show of I care.
Yeah.
Holding hands, hugging, whatever, anything like that. Slapping the butt in the kitchen.
Yep, always.
Any kind of touch form of that. That's how I know that there's how, you know what I mean? If she comes up and she'll slap me in the butt or grab whatever the butt, it's geez, woman, man hands there.
So if that would stop, would you feel like there's?
Yes,
You would feel.
I feel like something's
Something's wrong.
Yeah, if she walked by the kitchen and walked by you and she didn't even touch you or anything, would you be like?
No, when she does, and it surprises me. It kind of
yeah, I've been working out.
still got it. But no, I was I didn't understand what the love language was, and then she's like, I know what yours is, and it's this, and it's not even words of affirmation. I don't feel
physical
comfortable
touch.
with that. Yeah, or what's the other ones?
Gifts, act of service, quality time.
Quality time. It's probably a mixture between quality time and the touch one, but mostly touch.
I think his is also partly quality time because he always wants to be around me, or at least he acts that way.
No,
That's cute.
Yeah. And we try to do things
That's
where it's
good.
just us, just me and her, often actually. Where it's
He
just,
doesn't like being around most other people. This is different, the setting, but if he's just going and hang out with people,
Wait, when is your birthday?
September 1st.
Okay.
he's a Virgo.
Virgo.
loser.
I'm an asparagus.
I don't know.
I don't even know what Virgo is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think, and it's weird that we brought that up. If she were to stop asking me, like, hey, what's wrong? I'd probably think something's wrong with her.
Yeah, for sure.
That she didn't care.
Yeah, maybe, you know,
Because you know my love language.
Sancho on the side or something.
Well, the
like,
thing
she's
is,
asking him.
you learn each other's love languages, and so you know, like, if I ask you what's wrong, it's because I'm like worried about you.
Yeah.
You know, just like if you were like, hey, I've just been thinking about you, like through the day, that would like make me happy. Like when I see your messages that you send me at work.
Yeah.
He'll send me random emails, like text to email, and we can't have our phones at work. But that will cheer me up. And so me asking him is, you know, you give love the same way you want to receive love. So if I didn't ask, are you okay? Are you okay? Or like, hey, what can I, like, you know, you're looking real hot today, and he gets annoyed by that.
I didn't really know that until kind of more now.
Yeah, that's.
So I know yours.
What's mine?
There's acts of service.
Yeah, I'm a huge service.
Yeah, acts of service and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Okay, like what services? Like doing stuff?
She makes me
Yes.
wash her car.
My car hasn't had a bath in a long time. But the other day, I think it was it was his day off. And he sent me a picture of the kitchen, and he was like, oh, I did this and this. And I was just like through the roof. I was so happy.
She wouldn't shut up.
Because it's just, I like acts of service because it like helps me tremendously. Like it's one less thing on my list. It's off my mental load. And I was just like, I felt
surprised me.
a million times better.
She kept texting me, "You're the best," heart emoji and the thing, and I'm like, "That's fine. Like, I don't need you to tell me thank you. Like, I live
Yeah.
here."
Which feeds into your words of affirmation, though.
Yeah.
Like if
Yes,
you have some
but-
of that,
Yes.
if you have a little bit of
Yes.
that, it's nice to be like told.
I appreciate it, but it doesn't do what I think it does
okay,
for her.
I misunderstood you then earlier.
Yeah. No, I'm like more probably quality time and physical touch.
okay.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's
Having
I
those.
misunderstood
Okay.
you too.
Yeah.
I figured.
Yeah. So like recently he's gotten back in the groove of like texting me in the morning or sending me like cute little texts, and I love it.
So
I didn't think I was much of a
Job,
words
Fino.
person, but I am.
Well,
But
yeah.
acts of service is huge. But yeah, he's like, I'm married to you, and I'm like, yeah, but do you like me? Like,
Yeah.
but do you still love me?
There's a difference between
Yes.
like and I'm married to you. And I
yes,
love you.
thank you. Yeah. Like you still gotta, I don't know, tell me.
You gotta love them all the time. You don't have to like them all the time.
well, no, I guess it's just weird when you think you're so in tune that everything just comes second nature that you don't think to check back on those simple things because it's a smooth train. It just runs. You know what I mean? And we have our date nights and we go on vacation. We do things together. And I just never thought that was ever an issue.
Martin, we work in prison. It's called complacency.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
No, I get it. We had a big conversation and it was just like kind of a, I don't know, it's a blowout, but it was like a realization that she had these feelings and I'm like, why? Like this is normal. Like I love you. Like everything's fine.
Yeah.
Like nothing's changed. Nothing's changed.
Well, I
And
think like as we age too, like we get insecurities and different, you know, we have different
I had no
insecurities
idea.
pop up. No,
Yeah.
but think about yourself. You don't have any like random insecurities that pop up. You're like, damn, like I'm getting old. I don't you know.
No,
I don't.
yeah.
But I think
I have
that
1,000.
when I'm feeling bad about myself in the morning because I'm like, damn, like these wrinkles are getting real bad, like, and I'm early 30s, and then my husband texts me, he's like, you look beautiful today, like that, just like you know what I mean. So I think that those kind of things, or even the acts of service, like if you're feeling like, damn, like I just feel like, you know, we're just in the same old. He's just here because we're stuck because we're married,
Yeah,
you know.
'cause he's here.
But then like you go and wash your car, and she's like, "Oh, he really does love me. Like he thought of me today."
it makes me feel
Yes.
like shithead. Like because I do my own laundry or pick up. I constantly pick up, and then when I'm like, yeah, I just cleaned the whole house, and I said, hey, just letting you know, like it's done, like it's all good. And I didn't tell her I was gonna do it or whatever. I'm just home. It's my day off, so I did it. And she's just like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, you're making me feel like a piece of shit that doesn't do anything. And I'm like, I do things. And so whenever there's this explosion of gratitude, I forget that it's she's just like, this is the most beautiful thing you can do for me or something like that is to do not just cleaning chores, but just go out and get her a random Taco Bell, or whatever. Go get just something that she wasn't expecting, or whatever. It just blows her up. She's just like, this is crazy.
So you just need to do it in his language. Like when he does something like that, you need to like
And
something with
slap.
physical touch,
Yeah,
or
good
go slap his ass
I
or
slap
something.
his ass all the time.
You know,
It's a little uncomfortable.
I don't
in
know how he's
Walmart.
not annoyed with that. Just me grabbing
It's
his
what
ass.
he's doing in front of my
constantly.
grandma. I'm like,
Because his grandma lives with us right now, and sometimes I'm like, "Oh yeah, your grandma's here. I shouldn't."
Yeah, you just like walked
say
by
how much.
earlier and just grabbed a handful. And my mom and my grandma were in the kitchen, definitely like, I'm eating.
they're just like proud though. Like
Yeah.
you gotta think they're proud. Like, you know, my grandson's in a good marriage. I don't know.
What
Gotta
about you,
think
Ruben?
it that way.
What would you say your love language is?
There you go.
No idea.
At all?
I could tell you're a big physical mother trucker.
Well, how do you love someone? Like,
Yeah. How do you show it?
what's something that you think is important to
Think about
show
your
your
last
partner?
longest relationship. What would you say that like something that you could think back that we're talking about?
I think
What would she do that make you feel good?
There you go.
Shit. What would she do when
No,
things were okay?
I think it'd be acts of service.
Okay.
I think that's what it'd be.
My
Okay.
man.
Because I mean, if I want something, I'll get it for myself.
Exactly.
You know? Physical touch, I don't really like being touched. So
I know you always like slap my hands. It's weird.
So yeah, I assume mine would be acts of service.
Okay. What about you, Wade?
I think what my ex told me, I think it was like words of affirmation and gifts.
Stud
Gifts,
muffin.
too.
Yeah, that's what.
Gifts?
Yeah.
Gifts aren't a big deal for me. Like I'm like,
I mean,
Cool.
I like getting gifts, but it's not like it makes me feel uncomfortable also at the same
Yeah,
time, because then I
agreed.
feel like I need to return the favor.
Exactly. That's
you're
why
like
I hate
Sheldon
Christmas.
Cooper. Oh, great. Now I got to figure out how much that gift costs and go out of the way. I hate Christmas.
Exactly.
What about you, Nico? You're definitely, you said it earlier,
Physical
right?
touch.
No. He
Yeah,
was
I would have guessed that too.
acts of service.
I would say it would probably be gifts. Like at one point it was affirmation, but I spent my wheels trying to please, and I just feel like I was never good enough. So that just shot me right. You know, like I was never trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never met that part. So I would say gifts now, now that I'm older, just give me the gift of just leaving me alone.
His would be like
Being
the
by
opposite of
myself.
quality time.
Yeah, opposite of quality
Opposite of
time.
quality time. He wants his alone time.
I don't know what I would do if I was by myself. I'd probably
I just
lose
want my
shit.
alone
I wouldn't
time.
even want a game. I don't think if I lived alone, I don't think I'd want a game.
You would.
You'd be at the gym all the time. I mean,
Maybe.
yeah.
Pretty fat. I don't know. I'd probably need to be.
It's always
yeah,
something
just-
to do.
Just give me that gift of just let me do my thing for a while, and then I'll be great.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe you probably do good in long distance relationships.
Oh shit.
You think so?
I've tried that, but
Wait, you have?
yeah, but it's
Did you
just
see his TikTok?
I have needs. Did you see my TikTok?
Did you see his TikTok?
No. I don't have TikTok.
So that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work out.
He said I have needs.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you
so
could
long
like
distance.
someone that lives in like Pima, you know, long
No,
distance
no,
enough to.
that's
not long
That's
distance.
not long distance.
What's long
well,
distance?
I'm saying long enough
say,
to
like,
where they'll leave you
4
alone, but
hours?
you can,
4 hours. So Tucson's too close?
Yeah, Tucson's movie
Okay.
too close.
I mean, wow.
But do you think like if you got back in a good relationship that you would get back to what your other ex was, or do you think that kind
No,
of part of
I
you
would
is,
never.
like,
I would never
damaged,
want
I
to
guess?
be to people give me praises because I feel like, you know, because if that's my height, then I'm just always going to be doing that, and especially if you have someone that's ungrateful, it's just gonna. So I would never get back to
but
that.
maybe you just need to be with someone who that's their love language because that's how they're gonna show you love, and then you're just gonna fall right into it. I mean,
See, and that's the thing, like getting too much involved with that thinking and just what this other involved what this person wants, what she, you know, what she likes, what she don't
You're
like.
overthinking it, dude. You gotta
But
stop right now.
that's what it is though. At the end of the day, like what's gonna please her, what's gonna make her happy? Because I hate to disappoint and I hate to make people mad. So,
But I think-
especially if I love her, you know. But it's just. Ugh,
but I think
it's too much.
I think the love languages actually go beyond just relationships. I think love languages go even like in your professional life. You know, like for me at work, the way I thrive is when people like words of affirmation. I like to hear that I'm doing well from other people, like because I'm very self-conscious, like public speaking. I hate it. So if I'm teaching a class of something and someone comes up to me afterwards like, you know what, this really resonated with me. I really appreciate your thoughts, that would
Yeah.
like make my day.
Yeah, she
You
comes
know?
home and talks about it when people do that
But
stuff.
I think stuff like that, I mean, maybe not quality time or, like certain ones of it. I think if you learn people and like, I don't know how to phrase it, but you learn how people are and how people want to be, like, you have your supervisors that want to be told they're freaking God, which, I mean, you can feed into that. And if you want to be a kiss ass, or you can just do things your way, but feed it to them in a way like, hey, I did this because of your whatever your advice you told me or something, like build them up while you're building yourself up at the same time. I mean, I don't think the words or the love languages just apply to relationships.
Right.
Like even the way you love your children.
I can see that for sure.
It's Well, I mean, when they get older, I don't know. My son, I love to just cuddle him and I'll give him kisses on his cheek and stuff, and I'll just pretend that I'm like biting him and he's just giggling and like love it. I don't do that with my girls though. Now that they're a little older and stuff, when they were babies, it's whatever. But I do hug them a lot. Like I find myself that I like kind of wrestle and like hug them a lot. So it kind of does transfer in a different way, or just good quality time. Like I get so upset because they just hang out in their room all day and for whatever reason, and I'm like, I built the house so that way you guys have your own space, but like that's the only space you guys go to, and that upsets me like deeply about it. So maybe that is something that you were saying.
You gotta learn their love languages too, and their kids, and so it's more our responsibility to learn their love languages than it is they're not grown up enough to understand that, or like worry about us. They shouldn't be worrying
understand it a week ago,
but they shouldn't be worrying about us. It's our responsibility to find our kids' love languages and see how they want to feel loved. Like my son is definitely physical touch.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is
100%.
our 10-year-old, she loves to hug and cuddle, and she just wants to be close to you.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it definitely goes in all aspects of life. So even for you single folk, I know you have children, so I mean, I'm not advocating for the 5 love languages book as like a promoting thing. But I think it's a good logic to think. I mean, I'm sure there's more ways to love than 5 different
That's a different aspect. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and the love language for our son, like she said, he's physical touch. I don't like being touched at all by even the wife. I think it's just weird for me to be touched. And my son is
not always,
but my son.
What do you mean by that? Just kidding.
But my son is like that. He'll come and like he'll just lay on me. He does this weird tummy time thing where he'll rub his tummy on me. It's a weird thing. He's 12
weird.
too. He's 12, so
it's a funny thing for him.
Like, what are you doing, you little jerk?
He enjoys it, so I have to kind of like, okay, this is cool, I guess. This is cool. He wants to do that, but you have to learn. He's also my stepson too, so it's you have to build that kind of bond with him and understand too that he's wanting to do that with me as a stepfather, so he's comfortable with me too. So it's kind of one of those things that you take that more as a compliment type thing. That he's comfortable with
He
me,
wants
so.
that connection with
Exactly, and he has it. We've been close. I've been in his life since he was 2, so 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
geez.
if you didn't know any better, you wouldn't know that that's his stepdad.
Honestly,
Jeez.
knowing you for so long and just throughout that, I thought that was like the biggest step up. Not even marriage, just like how well you took to him.
It
like,
was rough.
It was
in
like
the beginning, it was rough.
started seeing when you'd post my son. I'm
Yep.
I was like, oh shit, like
Yep.
Kenny's a stepdad.
I'm just curious, how was it rough?
So I never, you guys, these two over here.
Us 3.
No, but before you,
You
these
even
two.
told me though.
I never wanted kids. I haven't held a baby yet still because he's scared.
You're
I don't think you had plans after
His
25
nephew.
years.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did. Yeah,
He did
you're
hold
right,
his
you're right.
nephew.
But I still like baby scared the heck out of me, and I never wanted a kid. For the longest time, I never wanted a kid. So me coming into Kayla's life and Ashton's life, he was 2, and it scared me for like the first year. It was scary. It wasn't a deal breaker, like it just wasn't, because obviously she was awesome and he was a good kid, but it scared the heck out of me for a long
Dang,
time.
I didn't know he was that young. 2
Yeah,
years
he was
old.
2.
Jeez.
He was 2.
I know it's nuts that it's been 10
Yeah.
years. We'll be married 10 years next year, so.
Yeah,
Yep.
been together for 11.
Yep.
That's what I was gonna ask you, and you brushed right into it because that was a big deal for you. For me, sorry, I don't
For your
mean it.
perception of him.
My perception of you, that was a huge deal, because not saying that you were like, I just didn't see you as a relationship guy.
Yeah, for sure.
It was, my goals are that's what's important to me: gym, feed, gym,
Yep.
feed, gym, feed. The I have a goal. This is what I want to do. You
Yeah.
were like soaking up the knowledge, trying to get all, because you want to be a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I don't know if Kenny's ever gonna get married
Yeah,
or
for
any of
sure,
that stuff,
for sure.
you know. So when that happened, and then the whole kid thing, I'm like, I don't know, man, I don't know. And just seeing you
Yeah.
call my son, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I'm
that was
pretty
a
sure
big
my
step.
son loves him more than he loves me. They have a really good relationship.
Well, it's funny. We'll jump to this real quick, but we'll talk about the time we split up and your son brought us back together.
Oh, I never
Oh,
found
yeah.
out why you guys.
I
got back
never knew
together.
this. This is some good
I
tea.
think I helped you move a mattress
Okay, so
once.
there's
Wow.
that's okay.
We split
Yeah.
up one time, and it was before we were married.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's a good one.
this is actually gonna go deep for a second, but obviously you guys know what Kayla does and what she did. What was it, 9 years ago? I was working at a label company I think I was making $11 an hour, and I'm dating somebody like Kayla who does what she does. So I never felt good enough, I guess you can say. I always had like my ego was always getting the best of me. I never felt like I can compare to her. We go out to your guys' Christmas parties. And hey, what do you do? Oh, yeah, I don't even make labels. I prep the stuff for the guys that make the labels. I'm like at the bottom of the barrel here, so it was no bragging rights for anything. So I always felt lower class. Like, she never made me feel that way, but I always felt that way.
You're in your head about it.
Yep, always. Our whole beginning of our relationship.
And
so.
as a man, I could see that.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. And we can get into the later conversation of how much she helped me level up. But so we got to that point to where I was still working there. I was trying to better myself. But even at that time, I didn't even have a GED yet. I didn't have a diploma or a GED at that time. This was 2000.
It was 2016 when we split.
Yeah, so 2016. So anyway, I just didn't feel good enough. I felt like she was wasting her time. We were going nowhere. I didn't want kids. I didn't think about marriage, even though she was an awesome person. I was like, she's wasting her time with me. There's no reason for her to be dating me. So we split, and I contacted Fino and asked him for help, and he helped me a little bit with a bed and all that stuff. And he had a truck and everything. So anyway, we ended up, so I grabbed everything I could before she got home from work, because I knew she was going to try to make me stay. I'm like, you're making the biggest mistake of your life by trying to make me stay. So I ended up packing up everything I could. I moved in with our friend Mark, who was living with us in our house that Fino was talking about earlier in the episode. And anyway, she contacted me. She's like, hey, I'm going to my mom's house to eat dinner. If you want, go grab the rest of your stuff. I need it gone. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. So I went over, and as soon as I walked in, there was Legos. I'll never forget it. We had what was that thing you put your feet on? It was
The ottoman?
Ottoman, yeah. He had his little Legos set up there, and I looked at that, and then I wrote her a note when we first started talking, like how great she was, how great Ashton was. It was like a handwritten note, and
It was framed.
yeah, it was framed, and because it was like a really deep note. You know, nobody writes notes anymore, so I
Right,
wrote it and best handwriting that I could, and it was framed. And I ended up like crunching it up.
Do we have
and-
napkins?
Anyway, I started packing my stuff, and I walked back into the living room. I saw the Legos again, and I'm like, oh man, I'm in love with the kid too. Shit. So I ended up texting her saying, hey, come home now. And then we ended up talking it out, and it was an emotional night, and then we got back together. But even
That's
then,
awesome.
like, Christmas time was like, what, a week later, 2 weeks
Oh,
later, and I couldn't even
yes.
afford a gift for anybody because, again, of how
Yeah.
much I made. So I just felt like a piece of crap. But
On the other side of that, like, I always felt like he was out of my league because I used to be really fat, so I was very insecure about myself. And at the time, I'm like, I'm dating this really hot bodybuilder. I mean, still at this time, I still feel that way. But I thought I was out of my league dating, and he felt that way in a different way. But when he broke up with me, per se, I mean, if that's what it is, I guess. It sounds really juvenile talking about it now. But
yeah.
I just wanted a reason. Like, I didn't understand why he was just not. He's like, I have no reason. I thought there was someone else. I thought, like, which that's never been an issue in our relationship. There's never been, like, you're talking to this person, I'm talking to this person.
Yeah.
It's never been an issue. And so, but I just felt like it was so out of the blue. I felt like we were, like, still super, like, new relationship giddy, like, a week ago. And then I don't know what happened. So I was sleeping on my friend's couch because I just didn't want to be at home. And
So how long was the separation?
it was,
2
yeah,
days?
it was
Okay.
only the weekend, but he like moved his shit. And
Yeah.
I begged him for like 2 days to tell me what was wrong and like, let's try and work this out. Like, I was heartbroken. Like, I was in love with this
But
guy.
how do you explain that you're not good enough? Like, I could explain that all day, and she's gonna tell me, "Hey, you're good."
But
enough,
I came
you know?
out of a relationship, my last marriage, is where I'd been cheated on for years and years and years. So I thought that was just gonna always be the issue. So, I was devastated. I remember driving to my parents' house for that dinner, because we always have family dinner on Sunday, and I had been crying all day. And my son told me, he's like, because he took his TV, and so it wasn't all, and he was so little.
Yeah, he was
2016, he was probably 5 years old. And so he's like, "Mommy, we can buy a new TV if it'll make you stop crying."
Yeah, it was rough.
It was awful.
Oh, you little jerk.
Oh, it was awful. He thought that it was because I was crying because of the TV. He didn't
yeah.
understand. But I had finally just been done telling him that I was, begging him to come back. And so I just was at my parents'. I was like, just go get your stuff.
Yeah.
I want it out because I don't want to have to look at it. And then he told me to come home, and he just held me and cried.
Yeah.
Like, he cried. I know it's
That's awesome.
Did you record
like
it?
no, I
You
didn't.
can look at our wedding video of me crying.
Okay, I've never seen you cry.
He
on
cried
my
on my
wedding
wedding.
video.
On our wedding.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I cried when she was walking down.
I think I was.
Yeah, you guys were adorable.
I think where I was trying to remember where I was sitting. I don't
It
know
was
if
a
I
little
had
bit of a different cry though. He was kind of sobbing when I came back.
Oh okay.
Yeah, when we broke up. Yeah, no, it was a very emotional night that night. But yeah, then we got back together, and it's the rest is history kind of thing.
You didn't even tell me. You're like, I was like, what happened? What's going on? And you were like,
How
like,
do you explain that to
you could.
someone?
I don't think you could.
That's true.
Yeah, how do you
It was
explain
just like,
something?
okay, yeah, man. Like, and we were taking the bed out of the back of the truck and putting it in there, and I'm just like, damn, you just like, yeah, I had to get out. I had to.
Yeah, but you didn't pry either. You asked
No, I
once,
was
and that was
like,
it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I would be prying like this about, bro, what's going on?
Guys are way
come
better at
over.
that.
Let's have a beer.
But see, I posted a status on Facebook. It said, "Does anybody have a bed?" He commented on it, and then he asked me one time, and that was it. He didn't ask me again.
Yeah, it's like,
Dude, I'm gonna say this about Martin, because when I went through my separation and later on divorce, Martin brought me some furniture. I
Yep.
think, there was the baby.
I
It was a
married
crib.
a furniture
What?
store
I know
lady.
you really did. What did we bring you?
There was
crib?
there was a crib.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was something else. I think like a dresser maybe,
Yeah, it was something like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
It
or
was
another
like-
bed frame, or
yeah, it was
something like that.
Yeah, it was a couple different.
But-
We're here
things,
to
but-
help.
Yeah.
We're here for our
You're-
people.
You guys are good people. Appreciate that.
I feel like but like, it depends on the person. You know what I mean? Like I knew
Yeah.
you were just like I can't talk. You know, like sums up. Like, okay, but with you, I remember with your relationship, we would sit in the office. I was just think about this, man. Like, try to work it. Can you work it out? Can you get this thing? And then at one point, you're like kept trying or something, and we just kept conversations. And it got to the point where you're like, I gotta go. I had to get out of it. And I'm like, all right, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think those
Yeah.
are better friends than just because I feel like the bad friends are like, fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
Let's go hit the
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah. That
rather-
yeah. That's true.
Yeah, rather
Yeah.
than the friends that are like, did you do all you can do?
Right.
Because I know like this might be a thing that you might be happy now, but in 5 minutes you're going to be really depressed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
felt like with your situation because of the baby and like it was such a weird timing thing. And I'm like, dude, if you can possibly get that to work, make that work. You know what I mean? Like if it's not a lack of love or whatever, because like, especially like right now, I feel like the D word is just circulating in this area.
Well, even
People
in the
know.
dating culture, it's like no one knows how to stay to one person. It's like on to the next, the next.
But we
And like and like social media does not make that any easier.
I was gonna say that there was issues where maybe there wasn't necessarily like a big issue, but I would see things and I would interpret it how I would see a guy liking a photo, liking a picture, liking this. I know what that guy's thinking.
Exactly.
You may think it's a friend. You may think it's this way, and it probably is that way. But I always put it in my head what I'm thinking, and I'm like, that's probably closer to reality of what is deep behind those type of things.
Exactly.
So that's why, like, we had conversations about certain whatever. Like, she never did anything wrong, but I was just like, people don't just snap you because whatever. I was like, I said, people do that to try to get an in or just to keep that conversation, to get that familiarization going, and just constantly be on that your thoughts or whatever. Or especially if like if you're having a relationship issue, like you're not talking or there's little doubts there that you're not talking about. Those little seeds that people plant on social media, those seeds grow into giant trees.
Yes.
And that's what causes the split.
Yes.
Yep.
So I am not a big, like, I don't like Snapchat. Instagram is just bare minimum. I don't even post on that thing. I just look at like people that I follow.
Or the reels.
or the reels, yeah, or whatever. I don't have TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, I like all of our Facebook's very family friendly. I feel like for us, you know what I mean. But
Except I was told it was the old people app this week by my middle schoolers.
What is?
Facebook. They said it's the old people app, and I.
It's okay. My nail lady told me I was one of her older clients.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I wanted to die.
Just to add to the Snapchat thing, what's cool about I think our relationship is when we first started actually dating, getting serious, we were able to talk about things that made us feel uncomfortable.
okay,
And we both had Snapchat, and I was like, I'll delete my Snapchat. I don't want to.
I thought we deleted it before we even like.
Well,
once
we were talking during it, and that was one of the things. So I deleted mine because I knew what my Snapchat was.
Yeah, and
about.
but we didn't ask each other to delete it.
That's what I'm
It
saying,
just
but
kind of
had
we
talked
both
about
did it at the same
But
time.
we had talked about
Dang,
it.
that's awesome.
Like
Yeah,
on our own.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a
Like,
routine.
yeah, and it should never be talked about. Well, yeah, of course you want to talk about to set boundaries and stuff, but not having to talk about it and just do it, that says a lot.
it's not a lack of trust.
sure.
It's just the
It's respect more than anything because I knew what my Snapchat was all about, and
And it's taking temptation out of the
Exactly.
picture. Like if it's not even there, like it's not going to tempt you. Like
exactly.
I'm not saying that like you'd be tempted, like, but it just
Well, right,
takes
we're
it
all
out of.
yeah.
We're human.
Yeah, we're
It
human
takes it
for
out of-
sure.
But and it takes the perception of that out of it too. So like,
Yes.
some people might think that, or an insecurity about it. Like you could be like, if I'm feeling down on myself, I'd be like, you could be freaking getting pictures on Snapchat all day, and I wouldn't even know.
that's the problem is that
it
they
plants
burn the receipts all the time,
Yeah.
and you're like, not that I don't trust you, but
It
that's
plants,
sketchy as shit.
It plants seeds of doubt.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does it.
Yeah, and see another thing we have, and we've always done it. I don't even know how we even started doing it, but we would. Anytime somebody writes us, even because I've been affiliated with Redcon, I was affiliated with Redcon
Of
One
the
for a
opposite
while.
sex.
Yeah, so anybody that writes me that's a girl saying just conversation wise, and I think it's going towards a Redcon One sale, I'll screenshot it, send it to her saying, hey, I think this is where it's going. And then I'll continue to wait, reply back to whatever it is, and it usually is 100%, 99% of the time a Redcon One sale. If it's not, you're deleted and blocked, whoever you are, because
We just like, hey, so and so wrote me, just FYI. It's not like
and she
it's
does
just-
that. She does that from all you guys at work
That's
too.
that's just having a good.
It is.
If people go, oh, you can't just trust each other, and I was like, that's not.
Do you know
It's
what?
not
I
even that.
I like that.
It's not even that. Like she'll bring it up in casual. We're in bed going to sleep, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, I had so and so from work that is trying to get a job right me and ask me questions." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
that's
have
cool."
people-
Even though I have 100% respect and trust in the guy that even wrote her, I know him. And hey, he wrote me, by the way. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, the worst feeling is like having that like deep need to look at someone else's phone.
For sure.
Like
Oh,
especially
for
if you've
sure.
never done it,
Exactly.
and it gets to that point where you're just like the voices in your head just kind of go like, why? It's these stupid apps, and you see what happens with kids, or you see what happened with other people, and you know that these things are very possible.
Yep.
And when it plants that seed or anything goes, it drives you insane. Even if you trust that other person, it's just it. I deleted mine, like, but I never used it. Like it was almost an unused app, but for principle, I'm like, I'm deleting mine. But she had already deleted hers because she was like, it's not important to me. Like, this makes you feel a certain way. I don't even. She's like, I just use it for the filters, for posting
Which-
selfies or whatever for like
Well,
fitness
I
stuff.
do. Me and my girls,
For
we
progress.
don't like
Yeah.
text anymore.
Yeah.
We video chat each other because we can just like send a video and ramble on rather than like texting for however long. But we found a new way to do that.
like
But-
Marco Polo.
Yes.
Yep.
But look at
I had no idea about that.
look at how our relationships have lasted. I mean, look at you guys' complaints about each other, how petty that was, and our complaints about each other, how petty that was, compared to people who get married for 1 year and get divorced because of bullshit. So,
I didn't think mine was petty. Mine's pretty big.
Yours is a big
it's
deal.
pretty petty. It's pretty petty.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I brought up my past relationship, but like I was so paranoid. I was like checking his stuff all the time, and
Wait, whose stuff were you checking?
my ex-husband.
Okay.
So I was logged into his Facebook. I was logged in because he was always talking to someone else. He was on night shift at the hospital, and every girl there, I swear, he like wanted to talk to them. So I was paranoid.
So how was your conversations?
They were flirtatious.
Oh.
Always. Or like, hey, she goes to work at this time. She gets off at this time, kind of thing. And then no messages. So that not very, making me feel good.
Red flags.
Yeah, red flags for sure. But it made me paranoid. And I remember when I got divorced, I was like, I swore to myself I would never ever be in a relationship again where I had to be paranoid or be checking their phone and we don't like.
Did you feel like you were going crazy?
yeah, it made me feel like insane. And I felt like my heart was always like, I swear it was giving me like high blood pressure because my heart was always pounding. I was always crying. Like I just sick of being like let down every day, you know?
And see, she told me all this at the beginning of our relationship when we were talking before we actually physically started dating. And she told me all that, which is why that started. I would show her everything. Like, hey,
Did
this
it
is
scare
what's
you?
going on.
Did it scare you, her being
have a
upfront
question.
like that?
No, not at all. Not at all. No, no.
I have a question.
It was a nice
So-
change.
Were you completely healed before you moved on?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
not.
thought you were.
No, healed. Like I was over him. Yes, healed.
Oh, okay.
But I mean,
Yeah.
as far as insecurities from that
Oh, that,
relationship,
okay.
absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, no. The beginning of our relationship was very hot and heavy, but it was also very passionate and not in only the good ways. We had a lot of he had a lot of insecurities from his
Yep.
past relationship. I had a lot of insecurities from my past relationship, and we had to learn to fight because when we first started like having our fights, it was not good.
Yeah,
Not
it
good
was
at all.
World War III.
Like I want to fix everything right there in the moment, and he wants to walk out and leave, and I'm like, and then after we broke up, I had like abandonment syndrome bad. I was like, everything felt good, and then he was breaking up with me, and I was like paranoid that was just gonna happen again. So every time like we'd fight and he'd like want to leave, I was like, this is it. He's gonna break up with
I
this.
think
It's over.
that's like why I'm also a words of affirmation now. So I'm like, if you don't talk to me, like I just think you're gone.
Yeah.
Like I think that you're never coming back, and
I
have that
truly
issue, yeah.
believe every couple needs to learn how to fight together. Like that's like a good growing pain.
That is true.
Because if you don't learn how to fight healthy, like everybody fights.
Yeah, right,
Everybody
right,
has
right.
arguments. You got to learn how to fight healthy and learn how each other have to deal with it, and go from there.
Yeah, because one of our previous episodes were healing, and should we completely heal before you move on? And most of us agreed that we would heal before we moved on, but it's just not practical sometimes. And the fact that you guys moved on and was able to make it work, that says a lot.
When we first got together, I wasn't even. We started talking shortly after my breakup, like shortly after, like really
Very shortly after.
Yeah, so when we started to get serious, which was shortly after we started talking, there was a lot of issues, a lot of problems that I had brought from my previous relationship over.
Well, I was gonna say I don't think we fought at all for like ever.
yeah,
We never had.
don't fight much.
We didn't have like any, but it was like our last little thing was like kind of what we were talking about the whatever. It was just all of a sudden like I don't
But even-
maybe yeah. Sorry.
But I was just gonna say, but even then, I don't think we're like fighting. We just were having like, and I don't even want to call it heated discussions. We were just having like big
Conversation.
I
conversation.
remember we had
discussions.
one when Rowan was born.
Oh yes, but that wasn't necessarily a fight. That
No,
was an
crying on the
emotion.
couch
Yes, like
because
that was just
I
a
was
thing.
sleep deprived. You were sleep deprived,
That
and
is newborn shit.
you felt I wasn't doing enough. I felt like I was doing so much, and that was
that's
such a
frustrating.
weird. Like I don't know what you want. Like I'm doing all these things, and we set this plan out, and you were like, and I get that, but I feel like our first 5, 6, 7 years married, there was like I was like, dude, me and Sarah never have like a disagreement. Like it was really healthy. It was really good. At least you never told me there was any problems. But then we had that last conversation that was recent, within this last 6 months or whatever, where you felt like you just go in and you do your thing, you go into the room. I don't even think you like me anymore. And I'm like, what? Cause I'm like, cause we were still like, intimate and stuff like that, like the physical stuff and we go on dates and we're planning these trips and I think everything was normal in my head. But you were looking for like maybe the words of affirmation or the quality time or the other things that you weren't getting how I was receiving those things. But those little things that we fought about, I don't even know where I was going with this, but the self-doubt as I got older, that's where I was going with it, becoming self-conscious about things that I was insecure about. That I think as I've gotten older, that's what started creeping in and making those monsters real, and that's why I took it out on you a little bit. Like I said, this is a sucky thing to like have to have this feeling, you know what I mean? And that's why, and you were just like, no, I'll just delete it. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like I'm not, and I know you're not.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I know you're not.
I think it all comes down to communication. To be honest, like if you're
yeah.
feeling some type of way about something, and if you bring it up initially, I think it's and you handle it, then it's done.
See, and I'm like hard. I avoid conflict and confrontation, especially like because I just I don't know. There's a lot of like it's kind of the like pick your battles type thing. Like there's a lot of ticky tack stuffs that whatever like you can just push away and whatever, but sometimes
like
it
to talk.
becomes and
Choose your battles.
Yeah.
But he would rather. But we're almost both avoiders.
Yeah, like it was like I'd rather go sit in my room and quiet and sulk than talk about feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
And I avoid, and so sometimes that can be an issue for us because we will both just avoid things.
That's what I do too. Just
Wait,
separate.
so when you guys have issues, you guys just avoid it. Like you guys
No.
try to, and like so there's like a big old elephant in the room, and you guys just like talk about it. Or
okay,
what
so
we
like
do?
she described, she wants to fix it now, and I want to calm down because when I get mad, I get mad. So
and you do things or say things you don't want to.
Yeah, so I'll try to leave, and it's kind of like, hey, don't leave. Let's talk about it, and then it just becomes a fight. But it always, honestly, the way she does it, let's get it over with now. Let's say everything we got to say and get off our chest within 15 minutes. We're okay again. Versus me, I'm gonna leave. And we're gonna fight about it for 3 days, kind of thing. So I like the way
like
she
don't
does
go to
it.
bed angry.
But
Yeah.
but at the beginning of our relationship, it was a lot of alcohol involved too, which I think like
Yeah, we drink a
elevated
lot.
the issues
Yeah, we drink a
because
lot.
he would drink a lot and then want to leave, and then I didn't know where he was, so it was like me being upset, also worried about him that he was being stupid and making dumb decisions,
Yeah.
and then he already has anger issues. Let me clarify, he's not like an angry person at home, but like when
Are you abused?
absolutely not.
No.
Just kidding.
Absolutely not. But
But-
he gets, he just gets like over emotional, I guess, and with alcohol involved, that just makes it way worse.
And Fino and Sarah can attest to that too. They've seen a lot of me.
And it's not
Oh, yeah.
towards necessarily women or me.
no, it's not towards women.
No,
It's-
No, it's just him.
he likes to fight other
I was
men.
gonna say there's the Kenny the Street Fighter
My
comes
kind
out.
of guy right
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I was saying we had to grow up a little bit, both of us, and we learned to fight. And so now our fights are way less.
I like that. Learn to fight.
Way less.
And you have to. You
But that
really
is
have to.
true.
You have to.
Yeah.
But Wade, would you, or I'm sorry, I realized it with the mic. With your ex-wife or whatever like that, did you guys have those moments where it was like you would like what she's talking about, like learn to fight, just figuring it out, working through it? I know you've had the problems that you were talking to us about. I don't want to go into detail, but that's up to you.
We didn't learn. We were young back then, like early 20s.
Yeah.
So we didn't learn that, like how to fight, or we didn't really understand each other. I think because we started so young, and now that we're a lot older, like we still talk. We still have a good mutual I don't know what you're gonna call it, relationship with each other because of our daughter.
Yeah.
But like I think we just understand each other more now that we don't really argue as much. So I don't know.
How long were you guys together? I don't remember.
We were married like 7 years.
Grip.
So
The 7-year itch.
yeah, that was that.
Is that what
7
it's
year-
called?
Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
Oh,
Wait, what?
the 7 year.
The 7-year itch.
And you guys went that whole time without learning how to fight with each other,
Communicate?
like how to communicate, like.
Yeah, because a lot of times, how she was closed off,
Oh.
and that's what, like, every time, like you guys were saying, like, you get quiet, so
Yeah.
it's like, okay, what's wrong? Like,
Yeah.
oh, nothing's wrong. So
It's annoying, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
hear what you guys are saying, because they're like, because you get home and it's like, okay, like I do. But yeah, like I mean, we would kind of talk about it, but it's like it kind of gets pushed back a little more, and it gets bottled up, and then
You
boom,
explode.
explode.
Yeah, that's my
explodes,
problem.
yeah.
I would.
To touch on that, when we say that, I say there's nothing wrong, it's not something that we can fix. It's like, oh, I had a bad day because I sat in a truck for 12 hours. I didn't do nothing, so I'm in a mood about it. But if there's something actually wrong with me, like I had a bad day because I got hurt or somebody made me mad, I'll tell Kayla about it. But if it's just a situation where I didn't do anything, so now I'm in a bad mood, I don't even want to talk about it because we can't fix it. Like,
Yeah,
how you
your
gonna fix
problem
that?
has nothing to do with her in any way, shape, or
So
form.
we can't fix it. Like, there's no way
Yeah.
to fix it. Like, she's not going to cheer me up and we're going to talk about anything. It's just like, I'm just in a bad mood because I like to stay busy, so I didn't do nothing
I
today.
think it's an ice maker.
But
He's making me a drink. It's like, oh, I hate Mars today. Like, how can Kayla fix that? You know what I mean?
And I usually let her know too that, hey, this is something you can't fix. So.
But I can't be mad because I'm a bottler too. So like I'll bottle up my like issues or how I'm feeling, and it's not even like anything big, but it's just these little things that have been bothering me.
Let me add up.
And and I wait until I'm having an emotional meltdown, and
Yes,
and I'm very grateful
because
that,
you don't always want to like talk about it and feel like you're whining or bitching or whatever, you know, like.
well, and it's not just like our relationship. It's like, you know, like a failed friendship that's like failing, or, you know, something that happened at work that's making me feel down about myself. You know, it's a lot of things that build up together, and then it's just that one little final straw, like that's so little, maybe, you know, like
You don't close the drawer.
or I walk
Close
into
the
my house
cabinets.
and my house is a freaking mess and I just lose my shit, you know?
Yes.
I'm just grateful that he's learned to be calm and give me what I need in that moment, and knows that I need words of affirmation, and you know,
And
that's part of, you know, we're not perfect as humans, and so, you know, I bottle my shit up and he, you know, gets angry, so it's just different ways.
And we can talk about a little bit about I'm a very busybody person. I like to actually work, and as an electrician, you don't work a whole lot. What I do, I could sit in a truck for 12 hours and not do anything, and that I get paid for it. A lot of people, that's the dream job, but I like to actually do something. So she knows that about me. So if I come home and say I just didn't do nothing, for the most part she understands that. But you know, there's times where I just get really down, where I question myself, why am I even doing this? I'm not happy because of how bored I
think when you
am.
quit the job, you were like, it's just not happening here.
Yeah,
like, I need
it's
to go
not
do
for me.
something.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I'm going to the leach fields.
Yeah,
Or something. I can't remember what you told me what you were doing. Yeah.
He went to the tank house, and
Tailings
that's
in the
like
tank house.
the busiest. Like, he had over 24,000 steps a day, and that's the
I had
job
my
that
respirator, acid everywhere. It was a good time.
and that's the job he misses the most. He talks about it. I miss that place.
You
Like,
miss hell.
he does. It
Being
sounded
in-
like hell to me
You-
too. His
you-
feet were like falling apart. It looked like he
Oh,
was
it
gonna
was
lose a
bad.
foot.
You're the type of
was
person
bad.
that likes to crawl through hell to make like feel something that you've
Yeah, like-
achieved. You've climbed that mountain.
My last, my last month there, my foot turned completely black. It was bad.
like Mr. Deeds.
Yeah, pretty close. I got an infection on my foot because
It
we
was
had,
scary.
it was bad. So like, and I loved it. Like, everything about that job I love. But now I'm in a job right now where I get paid a lot of money that I can't turn down because it's a lot of money, and I'm protected. So if a shutdown happens, the economy takes a shit, I'm still
The economy takes a shit.
gonna be employed.
If it takes a bigger crap,
I was gonna say it's a porta potty right
Hey,
now.
I'm just saying. I want to go detail with the mine. What's going? There's a lot of layoffs going on right now. So,
Oh, is there?
yeah, there's
with
a
the
lot.
contractors,
Yeah.
Oh no, I mean, yeah,
There's a
cool.
lot of
it's a little
stuff.
scary.
It costs $9 to make a pound of copper, and you can see what the copper prices are. It's $9.
$4.
Oh, so they're losing
So,
money.
yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway,
never
but
fails.
yeah, a lot of people are getting let go, but we're protected underneath the trade, the apprenticeship. So anyway, but it's a great job. But I still kick myself every day because it's kind of like what I was doing when I was with you guys. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't doing anything out there.
Yeah, nothing was happening. You didn't
Yeah.
feel like you were
I
accomplishing.
would go home and like, I got mandated and worked 16 hours today, but I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Like, I didn't find a cell phone. I didn't find drugs. I didn't pin nobody. I didn't slam nobody. I didn't do nothing today.
He was hoping for that every day.
So I
Yeah.
can see why you want to go back to the county.
Yeah.
Every day. Guys,
it was rock and roll.
always rock and roll. I went through like 4 cans of spray at the county.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, because I'm from the county, and it's
Yeah.
just like every other day there's something
Every
going
single.
on.
It was funny because we would have
Cliche.
the crew there. They'd be like, "Hey, you want to go start something?" Oh man, let's do it. I love the county.
Yeah, I think my brother actually
Take
liked
that
it.
off.
Yeah.
No, leave that on.
Yeah, no, I get that from you. You have like you've always had that kind of higher drive for whatever reason, I think that if you even did that other job for so long, you would get so used to it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, what's better? Like,
Yeah.
what can I do? Because I'm this. If it's second nature, like working out with you.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was something. Hey, I'm on the plate. Let's do this. All right, you guys are going to lift this up for me.
Let's
and
do a gallon of milk in between every set.
You know what I mean? There was always like, it was never good enough just to lift the weight. It was like, oh, I can't
Welcome to her world.
Yeah.
I get bored working out with him.
Liar.
I do.
No, you guys definitely come back from like, you guys, CrossFit was a big thing. Are you still doing CrossFit? Or are you just doing Olympic?
I miss it so much.
CrossFit right here. I used to do CrossFit too.
I miss it.
I did it for 3 months. It worked.
Oh, it's intense.
Oh, hell yeah. I lost 90 pounds doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
Hey, what's funny about CrossFit is she was big old CrossFit. I did it for like 2 months and I got better.
No, okay. You were a faster runner than me. That's a big difference,
It's a long
sir.
legs.
Oh, I was getting smoked by girls. It would piss me off, man.
We could kick some ass.
It wasn't even the
those
weight.
Girls,
it was
they lift.
It was how
more.
fast they. No,
Yep.
no, not the weight. It was not the weight. It was the fact that if they were doing it in their weight, whatever that was recommended for them, they were doing it faster, even though mine wasn't a lot of weight. And I'm like, this is driving me insane.
Right.
They're beating me on the run. They're beating me on the squat. They're beating me on this. And I was like, this is a ego check because it's proportionally the same weight I would be lifting if I was, you know what I'm saying, a boy to girl kind of thing. Because when you go to CrossFit, it gives you the boys recommendation and the girls recommendation. So I would always do like right around the recommendation, and they would either do the recommendation or a little bit higher or just under what I was doing, and they would do it faster. And it was just the biggest ego check because some of these girls weren't physically, they didn't look fit, but they would just
It takes time.
Boom, boom, boom.
It takes time for sure.
It was
I did CrossFit for
excruciating.
like 8 years until the gyms closed, and then that's the only reason I stopped. I would, if a gym opened
Why don't you open
tomorrow.
your own gym?
How come you don't have your own gym? Yeah.
Do I have the time? No, I
Kenny
do
says
not.
you don't do anything.
Yeah, I wish. Honestly, I mean, that would be my dream job for sure. Like when I retire, that's my retirement gig. Is I want to be a personal trainer. But I miss CrossFit every day. But no, I did powerlifting. I mean, I did CrossFit and Olympic lifting for a long time.
I always say you're clean. You would
Yeah,
squat,
like the
press, or
clean and
something?
jerk, and
yeah.
the snatch. And then I switched to powerlifting, and then I hurt myself, and so then I've gained 20 pounds since then. So I'm trying to find my groove again. My knees getting there, but anyways, yeah, I get a little bored working out with him because he works out way less than I do. Like
Yeah, it's
not less, but
it's bodybuilding.
the amount of time
Like
per
the
day.
volume is just
yeah, the volume is
different.
way smaller than mine. But
and
he,
your heart rate's different. You're not.
yeah, if I'm not
take-
sweating or burning calories, I feel like I'm doing nothing. We're getting a little off track.
Yeah.
We're getting a little off track.
No, I get that, but it's part of the relationship because I mean
Yeah.
that kind of what
That's
drew you
huge for
guys
you, too.
together.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
it's different worlds inside of that
And
that
it's-
industry.
It's funny too because like she knows how to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to walk into this relationship and be like, "Hey, this is how you have to work out. This is how you have to eat." She knows.
Except for nutrition advice.
No, you still had nutrition. Like even the first date I asked her on, which was your guys' wedding, she wouldn't eat the carbs. I had to give her the protein.
I think it was pulled pork.
It was pulled pork,
I had
and
to-
he gave me his
I
protein.
had to give her. She's like, "I can't eat the carbs here." I'm like, "Well, here's my protein. You have it," kind of thing. Because in our first date, I asked her, like on a food date, like an actual, let's go out to eat.
Yeah.
And she turned me down.
I was doing a challenge.
So she's like, "No, I can't go eat with you. We can do anything else but eat." And I'm like, "Oh God, this is the one."
We can play ukulele. We can do anything
But still, like
satisfy our hunger.
in our households, like our gym times are different times. Our workouts, like I'll go to the gym, and if I see her there, "Hey babe, what's up?" Give her a kiss, and she's doing her own thing. We're not working out together. And
Sometimes we do. Random.
I've
like
tried to
random.
get
it's
her-
like once a month. And then our nutrition too. Like we don't have a traditional household where the wife cooks dinner and the whole family eats it. Like I have a set of meals. And it's always been. I can name on like two hands how many times we've cooked for each other, and our whole 10-year relationship. And she does her own food, meal prep. Sometimes if she wants something grilled, I'll grill it. But for the most part, she does her own. I do my own. Even Ashton does his own. Like we have set food for him too.
I make for him too.
Yeah,
it's
but
not corn dogs and
it's
chicken
chicken
nuggets.
Chicken
It's
nuggets
chicken
is most of the time.
I swear to God, that's the palate of every American
He
child.
loves-
French fries and chicken
Yeah.
He
tenders
loves
and
turkey
nuggets.
sausage lately,
Yeah.
so
But
I've
he
been
can cook it
making him that
himself,
little
so it's
ring
easy.
Yeah, that's
ring
the good thing
sausage.
about
Yeah.
it. I always feel bad, but I guess it's not just our kids.
No.
They've graduated from corn dogs, so that's a plus.
Yeah.
Needless, so gross, dude. She dips everything in mayonnaise, and I'm just like, you can't do
Yeah.
that anymore.
No,
I
we've
told her, I'm
stopped.
like, you cannot do that anymore. You are 10.
You broke her
Your
heart early
arteries
on,
probably
Dad.
look like a 50-year-old. You cannot do it. She's like, well, I don't understand. It's like a condiment, you know.
That's how my son is with salt. He wants to put salt on his
Lily's like
burger.
that.
Can
He
I put
doesn't.
salt?
He doesn't
on
want to
my
work
burger?
out. Salt pre-workout, best ever, but not just randomly.
I remember seeing you guys' old videos of dry shots.
Oh my God.
I think one just came up not that long ago.
Yeah.
You guys are doing a dry shot
I
challenge.
can't do it.
I think you like coughed it up or something.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't do that no more either. I'm out of the game. So.
I'm glad to see you're like slowing down. You can't like
have
pull
no
the shit you
choice.
used to pull.
I'm no longer.
Yes.
I still take Redcon One products for the most part. Some of them because I can't take them all, and I'm no longer affiliated with Redcon One though.
Yeah, but you're not chugging 2 monsters after a dry shot and then going out and doing
On
like,
camera.
At least I'll always look at you and I'm just like, my heart hurts a little bit right now, and I don't.
Yeah,
That's
he's caring a little bit about his health lately.
and that's what I went in for. Like, what was it? 3 weeks ago when the rhabdo hit, I had heart.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, this is it.
He was having chest pain, and
I
I
was
was
having chest
I was
pains.
actually working the OP, and he was telling me he has chest pain. And I'm like, I will tell them I can leave.
Don't pass that overtime out.
It wasn't overtime. I was augmented.
That's what, like, we have been worried about Kenny's health since he was like 15.
When I say that him
Like-
being married is a big deal and the child thing, this guy used to tell me, bro, I don't plan living past 25.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
46,
all the time.
46 now.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was 25 back then.
It was
Yeah, it
25.
was
Yeah, you
25
were
back
like
then.
19 when you told
Yeah,
me this.
it's
So
46
I'm like, that's
now.
like 6
He
years.
would
Dude.
say that when he was like 15, that he wasn't going to live, like, he wasn't having kids, everything.
I'm still alive at least.
Yes, you are.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm still kicking.
Well,
we
that's
got
good,
we
though.
got off track.
It happened. Like that's why I say we kind of like do this little lap around. We'll come back to it eventually sometimes, but we've been going for a little
Yeah,
while
it's
now,
good.
so it's not.
What
I don't
do you
know.
think?
We're at an hour and 26.
They're trying to cut us off.
Hey, we're Joe Rogan.
You know, we're still going.
We can still go.
Hey, did you guys see the Elon Musk thing? He told Bob Iger to go F himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it. It was great. It was epic.
Did you see it, the actual like video or the one where they bleeped it out?
No, I saw the actual video.
It was so awesome.
Hey, well,
TikTok.
hey, let's go ahead and end this one.
Yeah. Okay.